For some reason, I had been told again and again that, oh, you know, she lives in LA. Certain roles that were offered to me were of a repetitive nature, and they were of a certain prototype that I had perhaps already played. I have never taken a decision out of arrogance or any sort of high-handedness. From the Cadbury girl, I became Nimrat Kaur from the Lunchbox. Who doesn't remember Irrfan? You know, he's a national treasure.
Nimrat, welcome to Pinkvilla.
Thank you.
So even before we start talking about School of Lies, I want to take you down the memory lane a little. So correct me if I'm wrong, in 2012, you had made your debut in a Hindi film with Peddlers. That was May 2012. We are in May today, and you finished 11 years. But I know you've been working even before that. I remember the two amazing music videos also that you've done in 2004. When you look back at that time today, how do you feel?
Very grateful. I feel very, very, very grateful for all the amazing opportunities, all the anticipation I always sense in people, you know.
Yeah.
When I'm about to do a project, or when people get to know that I'm doing something, I'm very grateful for everyone being curious about what is it that I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know. And I find the love and that kind of curiosity very, very, I feel very grateful for it.
Sure.
You know, because for somebody who's not born in the city and not born, you know, in the business of entertainment, for you to remain in the consciousness of people, you know, it is really, it's not easy, because there's so many actors and there's so much work, and there is such an overload of information, you know, so to be relevant and to remain important in people's memory and minds and hearts, and to stay alive there, in a real sense, you know, I find that very humbling.
When you left Bombay, Delhi then came to Bombay, started modeling. What's the difference you noticed from then to now?
Well, it's a world of a difference. We live in a different world now. You know, you've seen the industry from that time. So I moved here in 2004.
Correct.
And you know, the world of opportunities has quadrupled, if not more. Itna kaam hai, there is so much work. Earlier one could either do ad films or music videos, or if you wanted to, you know, one day be an actor, if you're a beauty pageant winner, you could then perhaps, you know, have a crack at becoming an actor. Or then you were modeling, or you were in the theatre, or you were doing TV shows. Now with all of that, there is OTT. You know, there is the world of the long format storytelling, which is 6 to 8 hours, or 8 to 10 hours, or 12 hours sometimes of a show, a film, a show basically, you know, that you can be a part of. So that it's a very different world we live in. At that time, the methods were very different. Casting directors were only, you know, so many. Everything has changed. You know, we live in a digitally revolutionized world.
And you're right, absolutely. OTT comes with so many opportunities, but I still feel as an admirer of your work that you're very selective. Is there a reason behind it?
Well, two things. One is that, you know, I have worked abroad. I have been away from India for many long periods of time. You know, sometimes you're away for 6 to 8 months.
Correct.
By the time you come back to not only like a gap in your presence, but also assumptions that you live abroad. For some reason, I had been told again and again that, oh, you know, she lives in LA. You know, she just lives abroad now. So I had to come back to that clearing out of, you know, ki nahi, I'm very much here. And I thought that, oh, I'll go back and I'll go abroad, I'll work and I'll come back, and then quickly I'll be plugged into something or the other. But I think projects take time. So that's one reason, you know, because I used to stay away for extended periods of time. So that advantage of working abroad had this, you know, flip side. You know, with everything comes a flip side. So that was one. And then second, certain times I felt like certain roles that were offered to me were of a repetitive nature, and they were of a certain prototype that I had perhaps already played, or I was not interested in. I was I've always looked for something different, even in my choices of ad films. When it's just 30 seconds or maybe 40 seconds of screen time, I've always wanted to do something interesting there too. So it's my nature. So it's a combination of things.
Yeah. But that's what I really admire about you. It takes guts to say no in our business also, because some people also say, oh, rude hai. How do you deal with that then?
Well, listen, to the best of my capacity, I have tried to be as respectful as possible.
Yeah.
And expressed my honest reason to not do what I would not want to do or not be able to do.
Yeah.
And you know, I can't control how people will feel.
Yeah.
I have never taken a decision out of arrogance or any sort of high-handedness or feeling cool that, oh, you know, how cool will I feel saying no because, you know what, it's not at all at any level a factor for me.
Absolutely.
And I have never spoken about the projects that were offered to me and I declined and hence someone else did that. I feel like that is a very, very ungraceful thing to do. You know, it's almost as if telling someone that, you know, you had my leftovers.
Yeah.
You know, I find that I've never done that, you know, and I've always chosen to stay quiet about what was offered to me and what did I not do.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like if people have felt bad or if they have taken offense in any way, with all my humility, all I can say is that my reasons have never been anything but I would not be able to bring the best to the table if I don't feel 100% about what you want me to do.
Sure.
You know, and it's very important to be honest like that.
Yeah. School of Lies, the trailer looks very, very interesting. Do you remember your first narration with Avinash Arun?
Well, I'm a huge fan of his work.
Yeah.
I've seen Killa. That's, and I always wanted to work with him since I saw that.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, we were at a party which was, you know, of a common friends and I did not know who he was. And our friend introduced me to him and I just went up to him and I told him, I said, you know, we must work together. I'm such a fan of your work.
Wow.
And I don't even understand Marathi. I watched his film 3 times, you know, on the big screen and things. So from then to now to actually finding an opportunity to work on something, I'm very, very happy that it came along. There was no narration of sorts. I heard the concept, I knew he's making it and I was curious that why is he doing, you know, something? Because his reasons for doing something were compelling enough for me to want to consider that what is he doing? You know, there are certain people you want to work with because they pick up interesting material, they pick up things that will not, you know, will be exciting.
Yeah.
So I heard the concept, I heard the part. And I really loved it.
Yeah. 2013 was Lunchbox.
The Lunchbox,
which
yes.
also was at Cannes, if I remember correctly.
Absolutely, we won the audience award there. It debuted there, it was sold worldwide there. Sony Pictures picked it up.
Yeah.
It was sold in 75 countries.
Yeah. This year we finished 10 years to that. In the same month we are again, May, it was at Cannes that year, I remember.
Yes.
Do you fondly remember Irrfan even today?
Who doesn't? Who doesn't remember Irrfan? You know, he's a national treasure.
Yeah.
He's an international treasure, actually. And he's one for the ages. You know, his light will only get brighter as time goes by. So who doesn't remember him?
Yeah. Any memories with him that you still
Well, actually, we were, we really actually met properly at the Cannes Film Festival because we never really got to work with each other in the Lunchbox. And I remember that, you know, the screening had happened and we knew that something big was going to happen with the film. Nobody knew. I was absolutely like a headless chicken. It was the first time that I had been given a leading part in a film.
Yeah.
So I, in every way, consider that to be, you know, my platform where people started to know my name.
Yeah.
From the Cadbury girl, I became Nimrat Kaur from the Lunchbox.
Yeah.
You see? So for me, that film and that experience and, you know, working with Irrfan and the chance of not really having been able to work with him, that is the unfortunate part. I wish I'd had some time, you know, some screen time with him. But I remember we were sitting on the Quest set in Cannes and he said that, I asked him, I said, you know, this is all very overwhelming and how do you deal with so much? You know, how do you deal with so much coming at you? Somehow life prepares you for dealing with problems and things like that. You know how to pick up the pieces and move along. But no one teaches you how to deal with a lot of adulation and success and all of that at the same time. Or a lot of applause and a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So I said, how do you deal with it? He said, just enjoy it, soak it up, really make the most of it, because this doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
And we live and suffer, and we go through difficult times so that we can enjoy these moments. So make the most of it and soak it all up. Soak it all
true.
up.
I can't wait to see School of Lies and everything else you're doing in the future.
Thank
you so
you,
much.
Avinash. Thank you very much.